Why? Because the reason is for documentation and also to share the training with you, or you want to review it again. So let me share my screen. Okay, hold on. Can you see my screen now? Okay, you can put a thumbs up if you already see my screen. Can you see my screen now? Okay, that's great. All right.
Yes,
How about
ma'am.
okay. All right. So today, okay, the your homework is what is a virtual assistant, right? So basically, there are lots of virtual assistants that is very familiar for you. Actually, but nowadays, it's getting many because of pandemic. So the question is, what is a virtual assistant? So when you say a virtual assistant, according to Investopedia.com, a virtual assistant is an independent contractor who provides administrative services to clients while operating outside of the client's office. A virtual assistant typically operates from a home office but can access the necessary planning documents such as shared calendars remotely. Okay, please take note on this. Independent contractor. That's why I told you from the start, from welcome to the outbound. The outbound is a freelance team. So it means like you are contract, or you don't have any contract to our team. When you get the client, then your client and our negotiation or the business with you with our team is only with the client. So let's say if you work with other clients, it's really fine because you are a VA or you are an independent contractor who provides administrative services. Actually, most commonly administrative. Why? Because we are trying to assist. Admin mostly is from the word admin or to manage. That's what it means. And this one here, outside of the client's office. So it means you are not working in an office, of course. You are working remotely. So it means like home base to make it short. So that's it. That's why it's called virtual assistant. It's very rare to say that you are a virtual assistant, then you are in a home base. So it's really different. Okay. So when you say a virtual assistant, then you're always most of them are really works from home. So in short, when you say virtual assistant, it is a person who assists a client virtually, meaning online for a certain task. So again, you're a VA. That's the general. Mura siya, kung ato pa na siya i-explain, on other words, it's like a generic name or brand name. For example, toothpaste. So what is the brand name? Colgate. Oh, ina na. So virtual assistant is a generic name. But there are different kinds of virtual assistant. Okay. So here, so what are the tasks? Okay, the tasks that I would be referring, it would be based on our team, based on the outbound. So there are many tasks if you want to be a VA, but these are the most common for our team. So since our focus here is the real estate cold calling. So the first one is you take calls. So when you say take calls, so it means it's either inbound or outbound. So when you say inbound, it means like the customer is the one who's calling you. So, like example, those customer service, those are inbound. So the customer again is the one who's calling you. But when you say outbound, it means you are the one who's calling the customer. So this is what cold callers or this training is supposed to be. We're doing an outbound. Why? Because we are a cold caller. Yes, we do inbound, but most of the time it's outbound. We're the one who calls the customer. And then number two, or the second common task for a VA is schedule management. Most of the independent clients in the US find a virtual assistant because it's hard for them to manage their schedule. There are times that the clients are so busy that they tend to forget some schedule. That's why they hire a VA to set an appointment for them. You got it? Do you have questions?
None
Okay.
so far, ma'am.
Okay. Let's continue. And then the next one, this is for higher positions for a real estate cold caller. We have the client relationship management, or that is what we call CRM. When you say client relationship management, okay, let's make it clear. Mura na siya, it's like a notebook. A notebook that you have to put all the inputs, all the informations that you need in a business. So in online or in VA, so it is called client relationship manager or management. So in for real estate cold calling, mostly what you input there are the names, the addresses, the phone numbers, or the contact information of the client or of the seller or of the buyer. That's why it's called client relationship management. So then sometimes we put there the notes like when was the last time we talked to them? When is the next time that we need to talk with them? Or what type of property they have? That's what we put. That's why it's called data entry. When you say data entry, it's more on typing, putting information, inputs. Okay, so these are the most common thing that you have to do when you are doing a VA. But again, this training is focused with real estate cold calling. So when you say, Mom, I've heard that there are other tasks. Yes, there are many, many tasks when you say a VA. Again, VA is a generic name. There are different brand names. So now here, let's go to the personality of a good VA. So why we include this one in the training? Why it's very common, right? Personality we talks about, it's very common. Of course, we have that since grade 1. But why we keep on reviewing that? Because sometimes we forget those things. So here, since you are working from home, so it's like freelance, so there is less management. So there is no manager or boss checking you timely. Yes, they check, but not 100%. Sometimes they trust the VA. That's why personality of a good VA is important to be discussed in a training. So the first one is being honest. Honesty. Why? Of course, you should be honest because nobody is supervising you at home, especially for your hours. If the client if the client hired you for 4 hours, then you have to render 4 hours. Yes, you can sleep, but of course, even though you sleep, then you have to make sure that you render 4 hours. Next one, number two, or let's say the second one that I think is really important. Number two is commitment. Why there should be a commitment if you want to work as a VA? Because you are independent. You are an independent contractor. Without a commitment, losses trust and other or losses business. It's like relationship or it's like having girlfriend or boyfriend. Without a commitment, relationship breaks. So there should be a commitment even though the communication is very low, right? Like LDR to make it short. Next, number three is humble. Why we should be humble? Yes, honestly, if you want to be a VA, there's a really high possibility that in the near future you can earn much more than as a newbie. Why? because there are lots of VAs. But even then, even though let's say you are already having a higher pay or higher position, you should be humble. Why? Because again, this is business. Having pride working with different businesses can cause problem. That's why you must be humble. Next one, we have the task and time oriented. Why we say task and time oriented? Of course, since we are, again, you are an independent contractor and there is a less supervision, you must orient yourself, meaning if it's Tuesday, then you should finish it in Tuesday. If let's say you what you're doing right now is cold calling, then you should do cold calling, not doing other thing. Why? Because if you don't do the task on time or if you don't do the task alone, then you can be fired anytime. Again, there is no due process in freelance. If the client thinks that you are not worth for their money, then you lost your job. Not like in a company, there is what we call retention program or there is what we call warning. Yeah, there are
Labor
some
code.
client. Yes, there's a labor code. Correct. Hi. Oh, I hear the voice of our Rose. How are you?
Mom, good evening.
Okay.
Sorry for being late, mom.
Yes, okay, it's all right. I understand that you're busy. So that's why you should be task and time oriented. And lastly, integrity. Why? Because integrity must be there. Of course, it's part of your personality. Imagine if you don't have integrity working with something. So you don't have let's say to make it short, you will not be proud of yourself. Sometimes people think that we are not working because we're working at home. But actually, working at home is the best for me on my end because number one, you save money from, let's say, from transportation for food. Why? Because you can save food because you can have with your family, right? Example, if you work in an IT park in a city district, you need to pay McDonald's or there are many, invites. You with your friends, you go to club, so there are many invites. So there are many things that it's really different when you work at home. So there should be integrity. Why? If there's no integrity, it's hard to find a client. Same in real estate. You will not get a buyer or a seller if the realtor has no integrity. Okay, so next one. So I already discussed this one, yes, the last Tuesday. So I don't need to explain again. So again, just a review. So these are the most common. So we have the desktop or the laptop, the internet, the noise canceling headset. And then now let's go to the software tools. This one is the hardware. Why it's called hardware? Why? Because we can touch them. So we call them hardware tools. Now let's go for the software tools. So for the software tools, well, I will not be explaining it right now in details because we will be explaining that one at the end of the training. Not today, but at the end, like around like topic 6. So these are the common tools that we use for software. Gmail. You know what is Gmail, right? Who doesn't know Gmail? Because I will let you kick out. I will kick you out. You should know Gmail before working as a VA. Gmail is a must. Okay? All right. So Gmail is an email. Pwede na si Yahoo. Okay. Yahoo, consider. Okay, Yahoo, AOL, mo na sila. So, those are emails. So, Skype, if you don't know Skype, then you should not be here. We are using Skype right now. Skype is for communication tools. Sometimes, if you work in a big company, the most common is we call Slack. Sometimes some people using Telegram. Or sometimes, if you are friendly and you have a lovers, then you use Instagram or Facebook. So those are what we call communication tools. We don't touch them, but we use them online. Next one, we have the soft phone. Okay, I will explain this one. When you say soft phone, this is what we call a cell phone, but soft, meaning you don't touch. Again, Cell phone is what we use to dial somebody or to call somebody. Since we are, remember this one? Okay, the test. So we take calls. So we use cell phone, what not our cell phone. Yes, we can use our cell phone, but mostly we use our computer to dial or to call somebody, not a cell phone. Then we have a dialer. So for the people who have no experience for call center, when you say a dialer, this makes your life easier. Why? Because it is an automatic calling. So meaning the computer or the system will automatically dial the phone numbers that is on the system. And then CRM, I already explained that here. So no need to explain again. Okay, so that's all. Okay, so that's all for this evening. So now, this would be our activity. We will have an activity. Okay, so we will have an activity. So you already heard or about VA. So the question is, I'll be giving you time. Okay, the question is why? Okay, giving you time for 5 minutes or 10. I think 5 minutes is enough because you are many. So why are you qualified to be a VA? So I'll be giving you 5 minutes to think that question. Your homework was what is a VA? So this activity is just part of this topic. So why do you think or why are you qualified to be a VA? So I'll be giving you 5 minutes to think. And then after that, we're going to have a roll call or we're gonna pick somebody to explain. Okay, you're gonna speak because you're doing this is a real estate cold calling training. So you need to talk, not only me. So I'll give you 2 to 3 minutes to talk for your answer. You should not answer with one. You say, I am qualified. Yes, I am a qualified to be a VA. Then thank you. You should explain. At least, okay, at least 5 sentences. Okay? Okay, so we will start at 7:31. Okay, 7:31. Okay, and then I'll be back. Then we will have who will be the first one. Okay? Okay, everyone. Okay, time is up. Okay, let me count how many. So we have here Catherine, Ronnie, Jovi, and Rose Ann. Okay, so let me switch. Okay, let me switch the. Okay, here. Okay, can you see my screen? Okay, can you see my screen? Okay, so if you see my screen, please give me a thumbs up. Okay, so are you ready? Okay, are you ready? You're going to talk. Don't put it there, Ronnie. You're going to talk. Okay, are you ready? Who would be the one who's gonna start to talk?
Yes, mom.
Okay, so let's click. Oops. Okay, so the winner is Roseanne. And the winner is Roseanne. So Roseanne will be the first one who's gonna share why are you qualified to be a virtual assistant. Okay, so take it now, Roseanne.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, I can hear you now.
I'm so sorry because I'm having trouble with my
Okay,
internet
it's fine.
connection. Okay. Lucky one.
You are the lucky one. Okay, so
Yes.
why are you qualified to be a VA?
Okay. For me, I am qualified a VA because for me, I possess those personalities or traits of being a good VA. Those are, as what you have mentioned, honesty, commitment, task and time oriented, and integrity. This is not self proclamation, but I believe that I have those personalities. Well, I believe there's no such label as good or bad VA. The time you are hired in the job, it just shows that you are good enough and that you are, or let's say, you pass on the qualification. What matters there is the consistency on, or let's say, how consistent you are on your dedication of your work, ma'am. So I guess that's all I can say.
Wow, yes, you're right. You're right. Okay, that's nice. Okay, thank you for that. Yes, of course, you are qualified to be a VA, Roseanne. Okay, now let's go to the second in line. Okay, let's click. Okay, so let's go to the yellow team. And the winner is Jovi. Okay, Jovi. So why are you qualified to be a VA?
Good evening, everyone. For me, I am qualified to be a virtual assistant because I am reliable. I am confident enough to communicate since my past work experiences is about communication services. I am organized person, flexible, detail-oriented, and can do work under pressure. I know it's my first time, but I can assure you to give my very best and full dedication to make my client satisfied in my service. Thank you.
Okay, wow, it seems like an interview, huh? Did you practice hard? Oh, yeah, that's nice. You're right. You are qualified, of course, to be a VA,
Thank
Jovi.
you.
Thank you. So now let's go. Who would win? Or who would be the next? Is it the blue or the red? Okay. And the winner is the red team. Let's welcome Catherine.
So, good evening, everyone. So, for me, I think I am qualified to be a VA because I believe that I'm a great communicator and easy to get along with. And of course, I communicate ideas clearly and honestly. And also, I also respect the views of other team members and use initiative to take things forward. And honestly, the time that I heard that your company is hiring, I really don't have idea or what VA is. But the moment that I joined the training, so it I just feel happy because it urged me that I wanted to become a virtual assistant because I want to learn and explore new things, and also it helps me to save money and time and to spend more time with my family, and of course to help the both businesses by the skills that I have gained through my education and past job experiences, while on the other hand, and also it helps me provide additional field of expertise that can also help me in the future. And but it's not also about the career, it's also about the fulfillment when we help someone in the company or careers to grow to be a part of the success. So to make it short, I think that I am qualified to be a VA because yes, as I said a while ago, um, I I uses my initiative to take things forward. I think that would be all.
Wow, wonderful. That's awesome. All right. Of course, you're qualified to be a VA, Catherine. Now, and of course, we don't need to. Okay, let's find who would be the next one. I don't know really. Who would be the next one? Do you
The
think
white
you know?
one.
Oh, yes, of course. The last one is Ronnie. Okay. Hi, Ronnie.
Hello,
How's your
ma'am.
day? How's your day? You didn't share since you're late. So, how's your day? You
Sorry
share.
for that. Sorry for that, ma'am. I was
It's
having.
fine.
I had a client this morning,
Wow.
and I was so busy. But anyway, ma'am. Aside from the technical skills, I am qualified as a VA because I
Mhm.
serve my clients with a heart. I
Wow.
love to see them grow their business and be delighted with my service. I know it's not all about money that we are talking here. I know there are a lot of people who are better than me, but what makes me different is I have the dedication to serve my clients. That is all.
Wow, that's awesome. Yes, wow. So let's give a big round of applause for everyone. Wow, you did a great, great job. Okay, I hope that motivation when you start to become a VA, there are many times that we lost clients or there are many times that we are rejected to be to a client. Always remember that question. Why are you qualified to be a VA? Sometimes we need to be motivated by ourselves, not by others. Always remember that, guys. You don't need any motivation from other people. The first thing you have to do is to motivate yourself. So, again, if you forgot or if you feel hopeless or if you feel depressed, then always remember your answer tonight. Why are you qualified to be a VA? Because without motivation or um, without any goal, or let's say you know without any motivation, again, you will lose any job or you will stop working or you will stop your goal. Okay, and that's the end of our training. Wow, it's so short. Why it's so short? Because we're still starting. Okay, so do you have any question, guys? You can share your insights. Like, do you have other ideas aside from the things that I've shared a while ago? You can share us. Okay, let's go for Ronnie. So, what are the things or what other skills or personalities should be added in that slide for you, Ronnie?
What was that, ma'am?
What do you think, or
Yeah.
is there
Ma'am,
something that yes?
I just want to ask regarding about the dialer that we are going to use. Are we going to use the manual or the what they call that automatic one?
The automatic is a dialer, well, the manual is a soft phone.
And regarding about our Regarding the client, ma'am, is it more in B2B or B2C client?
We are on uh, B2B is business to business, B2C is
Yes, yes.
business to customer. Well, B2B it's rare since we are real estate, so
Mm.
more in business to to customers.
And
Yes, there.
regarding and
Yes,
regarding about the tools, ma'am, are you going to provide us?
yes, the clients will be providing us
Mm.
tools,
Yeah,
but
that's
during
great.
the training, it would be part. I'll be the one who's gonna provide, or we're gonna use those tools that my clients are using for the trainings. But when you start, let's say when you start working, the clients will be the one who's gonna provide everything aside from the hardware tools, the computer, the headset, and the internet.
Wow, that's good.
Yes, yes, yes. So don't worry about that. What else? Do you have other questions?
And so far, ma'am.
None so far. How about you, Jovi or Roseanne and Catherine? Do you have questions?
None so far,
None so
ma'am.
far.
Okay, none
Ma'am,
so
ma'am, by the
far.
way, ma'am, I have a last questions. Regarding
Sure.
regarding the contract, ma'am, are you the one who will make the contract for us, ma'am?
Actually, there's no contract
Oh, okay.
behind.
Agreement.
Why? Yeah, because this is a freelance. So anytime.
Mm.
That's why we should do our best every day because anytime we can lose our job. But of course, if you are confident enough that you are a good VA, then why worry about that, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Because
ma'am.
when
Thank
you
you for
put
that.
contract, like because when we put a contract, yeah, there would be a contract like in my team, but the contract is not about like you should work like that. It's just the way like okay, the contract is more on you should not pirate my client.
Mm.
Like if it's my client, then it's my client.
Ah,
Same as in real estate, right?
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, if you are the agent, then let's say if you have a customer, then you need to bind with a contract. Why? Because there are many chances in the Philippines that ikaw ang nag-site visit, na ikaw ang ni-assist sa site visit, but agto siya ni pirma sa pikas nga client.
Yes,
Gigamit ra
ma'am.
ka.
It always happened to me every time.
Oh, really? Yeah. So
Yes, ma'am.
so in the US it's different actually. So when they are with a agent, you have to wait the contract expires before you can work
Mm.
with the customer. So that's the difference in the US and in the Philippines. In the Philippines, kimura mag okay ra.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Can you
So
tell me more
same
about the scroll, ma'am? What they
uh,
call scroll? Ah,
escrow.
yes, ma'am.
When you say escrow, it means like kanang
Scroll.
nana siya sa kanang paperworks na sila. So
Mm.
most likely maklose na siya ang deal. So mo
Mm.
na siya
Okay.
escrow meaning kanang ang ilan lagi prepare
Scroll.
like ang deed of sale katong mga paperworks.
Mm.
So they're just waiting for the time. Like example, ang paper mahuman siya after 2 weeks or napas lagi tan-aw nga needed nga ipapirmahan inana. So when
Mm.
somebody would say during the call, yes, the property is already in escrow. It's almost 95% close na gyud na siya. Ang
Mm.
5% possibly kanang naay mga very 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 minimal error. So mo na gyud escrow. Congratulations na lang. Ay na lang yung pag-push. Kay nga no, sad na lang ka. So that's what we call escrow at the end.
Scroll.
Escrow, okay. Escrow is this one. Escrow. Ano siya?
Mm,
Okay.
because here in the Philippines, we don't have something like that.
Yeah, escrow kay mga co-trader man ng Philippines. Why o why usong legalay. Maligal lang na siya kung nana ang kwarta. Mo na siya nakalay. But mo nang this training will focus in different way. What's the difference between an investor and a realtor? Because when you say investor, magud it's a buyer to
Mm.
seller. While ang realtor, syempre agent to a seller or agent to a buyer. So anyway, so that's the end of our training. So of course we will have a homework. Don't worry, there's no question, but you need to study. This would be the start of really main training. So actually, the if you remember or if you have read our module, natay module, katong module akong gi-share ninyo last Tuesday. So the topic for next week will be about real estate vocabulary. So I'll be sharing you the real estate vocabulary. So these are the most common vocabularies if you want to be a real estate cold caller. Why you need to know this? Of course, how would you assist a customer or a client without knowing those common information? Like, for example, if you want to be a teacher, then you need to know what is math, what is lesson, or what is a notebook, like that, right? If you want to be a doctor, then you need to know what is medicine, what are clients, right? So same in cold caller for real estate. Even though we are not licensed real estate agent, but we are assisting people under real estate. That's why we must have those vocabularies in our mind if you want to work as a real estate cold caller. So that would be the homework for today or for tonight. Then, of course, we will see you on Tuesday. So please study ahead because before we start the training, we're going to have a follow up exam based on the real estate vocabularies. Okay. So, do you have any questions? None so
None
far?
so far.
So far,
So
ma'am.
far, so good. So again, thank you
Yes.
so much for attending the training, and I hopefully everybody will attend next Tuesday. And let's continue the training next Tuesday. Okay, have a great evening, everyone. Bye.
Thank you so much,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you too.
Thank
Bye.
you.